Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So you want to start carnivore. You want to try out this meat diet that everybody talks about. You see it all over social media. You can't scroll through YouTube without having 30 different videos telling you 30 different ways of doing it. And like you, I was the same way. 3 years ago, I first started getting interested in carnivore. And just like you, I scrolled through YouTube and found a ton of information. Well, today I want to try to help you get started. This is things that I've thought of over the last 3 times trying to do carnivore, and things that I think this third time is going to help me out. The first thing that you need to think of when you're beginning to start this diet is you need to think of why you're doing it. A lot of times we make decisions quickly, without thought, irrationally, and carnivore isn't something that you should do that with. If you go into carnivore just guns blazing without really having a plan or without really knowing why you're even doing it, it's going to be pretty easy to slip up and fall off track. Just like everything else in life, carnivore is a big decision. It's going to take time and it's going to take effort, and it's not just an overnight easy fix. If anyone tells you that it is, well, I don't know if they're telling you the truth. Your why could be a number of things. In my case, it's weight loss, and that's probably the most common one that you'll see if you scroll through the internet. Carnivore is a great way to lose some weight. Using a standard American diet, your body is used to taking in sugars and carbs, and it's storing all of those things, and then you end up looking like me. So when you go on carnivore, you're depriving yourself of those things, and you will drop weight, and you will drop it fairly quickly, but it's not going to be an overnight fix. Another reason that someone may do carnivore is that they have health issues they're wanting to try to see if they can fix, whether it be an autoimmune disease, diabetes. I've seen a lot of different testimonies of people that have started carnivore and seen ailments that they've had for years disappear. Now, I can't say that it'll definitely happen for you, but if it's something you're concerned about and it's something that you're considering, then that may be your why. Lastly, the one that, aside from weight loss, really gets me is simplicity. Carnivore is literally the most simple diet that I have ever tried to do. I say the word diet, and I'm sure someone in the comments will tell me it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle, and it is to an extent. But when you're first starting out, it's a diet, period. It's a complete change of what you're used to, and carnivore is the simplest way to do that. You essentially don't eat the things that you normally eat and just eat meat. Simple as that. Now, you can eat a lot of other things based off of how you want your carnivore journey to go. Whether it be you want to stick strictly meat, or if you want to do animal-based. And then there's those ketovores out there too that slip in a few veggies and stuff like that occasionally. That's what you have to figure out for yourself. But first things first, figure out your why. The second tip that I would have if you're starting the carnivore diet is to set yourself up for success. It's going to be very hard for you to get started and to stay on track in a house that still has all of those tempting foods and snacks that you literally are trying to get away from. I remember when I first started carnivore 3 years ago, the first time, my wife and I went through the fridge, we went through the cabinets, and we bagged up and boxed up a lot of things that I no longer wanted to eat. Now, I'm not going to say that those things never made their way back into the house, but in the beginning, it did set me up on the right track. Another big thing with that is that the whole family, or everyone that's in the household, they need to understand and know what you're trying to do. It's going to be very hard for you to continue and succeed with carnivore if everyone's constantly pushing all of that bad stuff back in front of you. One thing, my wife and I, we eat completely different. My wife was a vegetarian for a little over a year at one point, and that was when I was doing mostly barbecue on YouTube. You can imagine that was a fairly tough time for me. Now that I'm doing carnivore, she's more keto, watching her carbs, things like that. She still isn't a big fan of red meat, gets her protein from chicken and elsewhere, but we still understand each other, and it's not an argument, it's not a battle, it's not a struggle between the two of us. We know what each other's goals are, and we both respect that. And lastly, the third tip, don't overthink it. you're going to see a ton of information out there. You're going to see people tell you what you should do. You're going to see people tell you what you shouldn't do. You're going to see the same people then back up and tell you that you should do what they said you shouldn't do, and then you shouldn't do what they originally said you should do. The carnivore diet literally can evolve with you. As you go and as you progress through this journey, you're going to find out things that you and you alone will know work best for you. No one else can write you out a perfect plan for carnivore. Some people will start carnivore and then they'll end up going ketovore. Ketovore to me is a fairly new term. I've not really heard it, never heard it before I started doing carnivore, but it's essentially keto with more meat. So whenever you start this diet, if you're thinking about starting this diet, don't get so caught up on all of the information that you're going to see on the internet. You could literally spend days and weeks ingesting the information that's on YouTube, that's on Facebook, that's on literally everywhere that you turn. Carnivore is starting to get kind of popular. At the end of the day, it's as simple as this. Eat meat. If you want, you can eat dairy. And if it comes from an animal, then it's probably going to be okay. You just want to be able to say that you've done everything you can to eliminate all of the inflammatory foods and things that were causing you issues before. And before I let you go, here's a bonus tip. Expect to feel bad. A lot of times this part gets overlooked in videos like this. The first few weeks of carnivore, you're going to feel rough. I'll just tell you. It's going to happen. Your body's going to be detoxing from all of the things that you've been eating that it's now being deprived of. And it's not going to like it. It's going to miss those sugars. It's going to miss those carbs. It may even miss that caffeine if you choose to cut out coffee. And you're going to have headaches. And you're going to have diarrhea. And you're going to feel like you're getting the flu. It's where the term keto flu comes from for those that first start keto. It's literally not a good experience the first week or so. But push through it. I promise you it will get better. After that time period elapses, you're going to wake up one morning and you're going to feel better than you have in years. And that's going to be worth that little bit of struggle that you've just gone through. So that's 3 tips with a little bit of a bonus tip from me. I was sitting here today and I was just thinking, there's a lot of people that are trying carnivore now. I get told all the time, I'm really thinking about doing carnivore. I'm really thinking about it. I see your videos. I see what you're doing. I can't really give you all the science behind it. I'm not one of those guys that gets, really deep into the chemistry and biology of it all and the science of it all. All I can tell you is that it works. At my heaviest, I was 384 pounds, and I lost down to 318 pounds. After this last hoorah with going back and eating like I had been, I got up to 355 pounds and decided, nope, we weren't going back to that. So now we're down to 342 pounds and we're still kicking. So if you want to follow along with this journey, hit subscribe. If you want to support me, hit like. And if you want, you can check out all my other social media links down in the description box below. I really do appreciate everyone for watching, and I appreciate all the support. You guys are awesome. If you're on carnivore and you've been doing it a while, keep pushing. There's a huge community of people out there that are very supportive and very knowledgeable on all that scientific stuff that I don't know anything about. So look for those groups, reach out to those people. I can promise you from my experience, most of them, they're going to, welcome you in with open arms. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. I appreciate you for watching. And until next time, guys, God bless. We'll see you later.